cutie pies. I am Lanikia, and you are watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Young and the Restless edition. Today is Thursday, September the 21st, 2023. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this one it was a 7. It was really solid to me. Let's go ahead and get into it. Don't forget to like, comment to let me know that you were here, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all gonna hear Mila in the background because I'm actually headed to the gym. But I wanted to record this before I go, so she is ready to go. All right, we see Kyle and Audra. Now, Audra has been giving Kyle a little bit of the cold shoulder. Wait a minute. And she's tried to tell him in public, you gotta chill out. We can't be being seen like this in public. Like, you gotta chill out a little bit and not be so on me or whatever. But Kyle didn't listen. Audra make him feel some type of way, and y'all know. So he's all, trying to talk to her and stuff, and she's like, Kyle, like, what I say? Like, hold on, y'all. I can't. Get all let me try to go in the bathroom to see if she'll follow me in here. So he's just like, he wants to be with her and everything, and she's trying to tell him like, people are already watching us, and we just can't do it. And plus, she told him, he told her, I missed you, and she said, you just saw me an hour ago. I said, baby, she is tired of you. She's tired of you. But anyways, Nikki ends up coming up, and she sees them, right? So when Nikki sees them, she's pretty much like, oh, y'all look cozy, and Audrey tries to tell her it's not what you're thinking. Kyle was talking to me about work, and I told him, lean in closer, so I could hear, because I didn't catch what he said, and that was it. And so Nikki said, well, what were y'all talking about? She said it was some things that he had on the works, and he wanted to know, if everything was going to be going accordingly, since he's no longer the COO of Newman Media. And anyways, so Kyle ends up leaving because she wants to talk. Nikki wants to talk to Audrey. And when she talks to Audrey, she said, listen, I already know you and Kyle did not stop seeing each other like I told you to. I know y'all still having this secret affair, and I want to fire both of y'all, but I'm not. What I'm going to do is just have you fire Kyle. Audrey tries to save Kyle's job. She really does. But Nikki not having it. She said what she said, and she wants them gone. So because of that, Audra has to end up firing Kyle. Um, and I don't know. I was like, are there any HR codes? Because if you can date your coworker and you're firing him just because you're mad that he's dating, um, he's your granddaughter's ex and he's with Audra. That seemed like some, but I guess you could do what you want to do in your own company. But that just seems like they're breaking so many rules on this soap with that. But anyways, so she's just like, go on and fire him like I told you to do. And so that's what Audra has to do. So she ends up meeting with Kyle later on, because he goes and he sits down and he thinks about, like, he's thinking about Audra, but he could also feel that she's kind of pulling away from him. But we all know that's because of Tucker too. She's pulling away a little bit because of Tucker, but he can feel it as well. And he's just sitting there thinking about Audra and everything. And she comes up when he's at the park, and he was like, man, it took forever. And she told him, even at the park, like, Kyle, we can't be like, you cannot do this. He said, okay, I'll be more careful when we're in public. And she said that it doesn't even matter now, because Nikki, I'm firing you. I have to fire you. Nikki wants you gone, because she said she could see the look in your eyes. And Nikki was right, because she said, you might not want Kyle anymore, but I can look in his eyes. He still want to be with you. And Kyle said, so she's firing me because of the look in my eyes. I said, well, sir, you acting like you just thirsty for the woman. And she says, unfortunately, Kyle, Audrey not gonna give up a job for Kyle, so she tells him, I have to let you go. And so she walks on about her business, and that's it with that. So now Kyle is out of a job, and while he's out of a job, he goes to the bar, the lounge, and he starts drinking. And Victor comes up to him, and he said, drinking in the middle of the day. And Kyle said, haven't you heard? I got fired. And he told Kyle, well, it's probably for the best. You're an abbot. That's where you need to be. Go work for your family's company. Um, and that's pretty much it with them. That's all that he had to tell him. Now, Victor had been in his office earlier. And remember, Lily had talked to him yesterday about who is the person who bought in the investment into their company that he sold his investment to, and he won't tell her. He will not tell her who it is, or anything. So she's just left in the dark. And then when Victoria comes, he tells Victoria said, "I'm interrupting anything," and he says, "No." Lily was just leaving, so Lily is dismissed, and she has to go. So then Victoria and Victor start talking, and she's upset with him about what he's done. And she said, "You're pushing everyone away. I can't even blame Adam for this one. Like, look what you've done." I said, "Girl, like I said yesterday, it was all cute when he was doing it to other people, but now he's doing it to you and you don't like it anymore." Okay, girl. And so she all upset and she mad, and she said, "And then it's a slap in my face for you to change my portrait, or whatever." And he was like, "It was a lovely portrait that you had, but I'm running this company now." He said, "You got four walls." I said, "What?" Victor said, "Don't you got some walls to put your portrait up on? Put it in your office." I said, "Well, dang." And so Victoria was like, "That's not the point. You're just erasing me." And he said, "No, you're going to be running the day to day and all that." So then Victoria gets all upset with Victor. Victor doesn't really give a care that she's upset, surprisingly enough, because usually, Victor he loves him some Victoria. But this time he like, "I don't care. I told you what I wanted. I wanted y'all to run this company like a family, and you wouldn't do it. So now this is the consequences of you not doing what I wanted you to do." Um, and so because of that, he gets all mad at Victoria, and then Victoria gets mad at him, and he says, "Well, listen, if you don't like what I'm saying, or you don't like how I'm running it, there's the door." He didn't say that, but that's what I heard. He said, "You could do it on your own." And so she's like, "What?" And Nikki come in and she hear all this fighting, and she was like, "What is going on?" And Victoria says, "Dad, it's Dad." And so she get all upset. And Nikki said, "It doesn't even matter right now, Victoria, because we're going away for a month." Because last episode, Nikki had told Victor, "Let's go away for like a month and just go away and refresh ourselves so that we can get in position and do all these changes." And Victor said, "Girl, I'm not doing that." And she said, "Wait a minute, that's not what we talked about." He said, "I don't give a dang." Sorry, I'm being dramatic. That's how Victor sound to me when he be saying, "I don't give a damn." But anyway, so he was like, "I don't care what we talked about. I'm telling you that I'm not going away. Everything's going to get into place right now. Now get in line or go on about your business." And so then he leaves. And so Victoria says, "Can't you see, Mom? Can't you see what he's doing to the company? Something is wrong." And I said, "Lord, have mercy. What is about to happen here? What y'all trying to do?" So, anyways, then we see that Victor, that's when Victor leaves and he went over there with Kyle. So then, okay, now we go to Billy and Devon. So he's telling Devon, "Don't trust Tucker," and all this kind of stuff. And Jack came up on him yesterday, and he's like, he tells Diane, "I cannot believe Billy went behind my back." So he said, "I'm about to go confront him." And Diane said, "I don't know if this is a good idea, Jack." He said, "No, I'm about to go confront him right now." So that's exactly what he ends up doing. He goes over there and he confronts. He says, "Billy, what you doing?" He said, no, he tells Devon, "Let me speak to my brother." And Devon is like, "Yeah, go ahead and speak to him." And we're done. Billy was like, we're in the middle of conversation, and Jack is like, no, Devon is like, "No, no, no, we're done. We're done. You can go ahead and speak to him." So that's what he ends up doing. And so while they're talking, it feels like I've said, like I'm getting deja vu as I'm saying this. So while they end up talking, um, after Devon leaves, Jack and Billy talk, and he tells him, "I thought we had this discussion about you not talking to Devon." And he said, "No, you had that discussion. I never agreed on that." And Jack says, "That's not how I remember." He said, "Of course you don't, because you never listen. You never listen to me." And he says, "I'm not trying to cause any trouble with Devon, but if he needs to know who Tucker is, and if that makes him see Tucker differently and makes Tucker leave town, then good on us." And Jack says, "I'm not comfortable getting in between a man and his son or whatever." And Billy said he don't care. So then moving right along, him and Jack start having it out about Jack not trusting Billy. And Jack says, "Well, you give me, like, you do stuff like this, and it's hard to trust you." And so Billy was just like, yeah, yeah, you'll use any excuse. But anyways, Billy leaves because he's had enough of Jack. So he goes to the bar, the lounge or somewhere, and gets him something else to drink. And then Diane and Jack talk, and he says, oh, Billy is just getting out of hand. And she said, well, what is it? He says he doesn't listen to anything. We need to show a united front. And what if Devon warns Tucker that we're coming for him or whatever? And he also told Billy, Devon didn't even look like he was buying what you were selling. So that was pointless. And now you just let Tucker know we're coming. And I don't know, Billy just feels like he's doing it the right way. His way is the right way. So now Jack is telling Diane that getting back to Jack and Diane, now he's telling Diane that, he's seriously thinking about removing Billy from the company now, because he doesn't listen and he's just doing what he wants to do or whatever. Now Diane had wanted Billy removed too, because she wants Kyle to have that position back. And now that Kyle has been fired from Newman, doesn't it seem perfect for him to get that position back? Baby, this is gonna be a mess. This is gonna be a whole mess, but I'm here for it. Let's see what happens. What else went on? Oh, Lily ends up talking to Devon, and she tells him that you know Victor seemed happy not to tell her who the person was that had the information for their investment. But she thinks it's Tucker, and Devon said, I don't think it's Tucker. Like, I don't think he would try to double cross me again. Like, he would go behind me again. And she just tells him, you need to keep your eyes open. And he tells her about the conversation with Billy. And Devon did not take that conversation seriously, no matter what Billy is saying. Devon already has his guard up in regards to Tucker. But he's not taking anything from Billy. I like Devon. At first, I was like, but I do like Devon. He's like his own man when it comes to certain stuff. He gives you opportunity unless, you cross him, and then he's like, nah, I'm weary of you. I'm leery of you now. So, but yeah, he's just like, Lily is like, I would willing to bet that it's Tucker. I said, girl, you will lose because I don't think it's Tucker. Now, some of y'all are saying it. What's her name? Mimi? Is it Mimi? Some of y'all are saying y'all think it's Mimi who has the investment. I don't know who it is, but we shall see. And let me go to my notes because I think that's all I got for y'all today. Yep. Yep, that's all that happened today on what happened on the Soaps, the Young and the Restless edition. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for the final episode of the week of what happened on the Soaps, Young and the Restless edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.